So friends, if you see, my cluster has been created. Some of the additional information which has pop up as a tutorial. So for this node we actually selected the mode as autopilot. So this tutorial is actually providing that which all things you can consider will be taken care by the autopilot. The first is that the workload related requirement, which means that your cluster will be production ready in case there will be increase or decrease in the workload, then the autopilot will take care on its own. Second is that node management. In case of you are going ahead with manual, then you need to manage the nodes on your own, that how many additional nodes you need to add. But with autopilot, that thing will be eliminated. So autopilot will take care of the node management, whether node needs to be added or removed. Third is that pay per pod, which means that the resources which you will be using, you will be billed for that only. So in case if the system or autopilot think that additional node are needed, so it will provision the node on its own. Otherwise, it will keep on scaling and reducing the pods. And next is increase the security. So what Google is saying is that Google provides some best practices just to make sure that security should be taken care at a top level. All those best practices come with this autopilot, so you don't have to worry about the security or vulnerability, I would say. Last but not the least, gain the high workload availability. So whenever there is a high workload, then system will automatically scale and it will take care of the traffic, so you don't have to worry about all these things. So all these things come with the auto scaling. Now if we see that our cluster is mentioned here on the bottom, if we select this, the best part is Google provide what else you can do with this cluster. So when I selected, I click on the learn button. So what they are saying is that you have created the cluster. Now you must be thinking to set up the application and services, and or you can also think about the CI/CD pipeline and also the cloud operations like monitoring, setting up the Kibana, Grafana, these kind of things you can think upon. So they are kind of just providing the option that what else you can do after the cluster related activity. So we'll close this thing, we'll come to this part later on. And let's go inside the cluster and see at what all information is provided. The cluster name, the very first thing which we provided is mentioned here, and then default nodes. So Asia South BAC is provided, and apart from that, these are the pod range. And from security perspective, again these are the some of the settings, and we can skip. Coming to the storage section, so as of now we have not added any persistent layer, so there is no volume attached to it, but definitely we have the option on the left side, that is storage, to add the storage in your cluster. Next thing is logs. So there are two type of log. First is cluster log. So if you see that during the cluster creation, these are the list of activities performed, I would say. You can check from here and you can expand this and you can see the further detailed log. And the other type of log, which is auto scaling log. So during the application, if there is node addition, removal, and all these things, whatever your autopilot is doing, all those logs will be captured on the auto scale logs. So you can, any given point of time, you can refer that how many nodes were added, removed during the peak and non-peak hours. This way our cluster is ready. Now I'll be covering other things like workload creation, services, application, storage in my subsequent video. Thank you.